Good afternoon. So let's start with the creation of a Python program, the simple Python program. So simple Python program to be created, we need to understand few rules. Like to accept the input from the user, we are having the input function to accept the input. And to show the output displayed, we are having the print function. There are few rules related to input function like the input function always returns data type by default as string. And if you want to perform the different operations on the basis of input, you need to have the type conversion. So type conversion of the data type. The type conversion is of two types. One is implicit and second is explicit. So implicit meaning what? Automatically or internally it will be performed by the compile. And explicitly we are supposed to perform it externally by the help of commands, or you can say manually you need to inform the commands for performing the type conversion. I'll demonstrate it to you so that you'll understand. So let's begin with the Python program. So we'll understand it here. Okay. Now we will have the simple statement printed like hi. And whenever you're using the print function, you can give the string with a single quote. Same way in Python 3, we are using this within the double quotes also. Whereas in the Python 2 version, we were simply giving it in the double quotes apart from this round brackets. So both are accepted within single quotes or within double quotes, whatever the statement you want to print. Now let's understand we are creating a variable. So A is a variable in this case. This is the assignment operator where we will be assigning some value to it from the right hand side. So when I'm taking the input or when we want to have some value assigned, let's say 6, and we are printing the value which is saved in A. So I will write the function of print like in this way. And we can observe that the 6 value is displayed. What if I don't want to define a constant value? So we can accept the value from the user with the help of input function. So B is equals to input, whatever you want to accept as the input. So we'll inform the user, enter the value for B. So this is informed so that user will be giving some kind of input from the input device, and whatever value entered will be printed with this print into the bracket B function. So B is the argument for the B function here, and let's understand. You can see enter the value for B. So I'm entering 15 and you can see the 15 is displayed. So that's about the input function. But 15, let's say I want to have the addition performed of A and B together. So I will store it into the variable called as sum is equals to A plus B. So A is the operand 1, B is the operand 2, and plus is the operator for performing the addition here. And whatever the result will be demonstrated and displayed by passing the variable as sum into the print function. But there will be an error because, as I informed you previously, let's say 22 is the value of B. You can see string and operand type, integer and string will not perform the operation of addition because input by default will give you the value as string. So let's comment it. Default data type is string. So we cannot perform the operations of integer and addition of string value together. So both should be either string or both should be either integers or whole numbers. So what we can do is we can perform two different things in this case. One is we can have the integer declared as the a value declared as integer, which is by default, and b value also by giving this int function. So int function will help you to convert the entered value to be converted into the integer data type. So when I run the code and I perform 22 plus 6, we can see the answer is returned as 28. So this time the b value entered is considered as an integer value. So this was one case. Now let's understand one more thing. I told you we can also do the addition of two strings. So when I'm displaying, let's say variable, so v1 is my new variable, I'm giving the value as high within it. And v2 is my another variable, so I'm giving the value as hello. And when I add them together, let me save it in the result named variable. So result is equals to v1 plus v2. And we are printing the result. So result. So this is the simple program for adding the two values. So this is 22. We got 22 plus 6 as 28 displayed here in the previous case for this summation, and hi plus hello displayed for the string addition. So here this operation is called as concatenation. When we are performing the addition on two different string variables, the plus operator is giving us the result as concatenating or joining the two given strings together. So we saw hi, hello, it is displayed together. One more thing, if I want to have a numerical concatenation performed, how is it possible? So let's see. D is a variable which is having the value accepted with the help of input function. Same way, E is a variable which will have the input function value. So let's enter the value. Ask we enter the value for D. Okay. So user will understand it and user will enter the value required. Same way, will enter the value for E. So what if I give this values as a number, a digit? But input function is not converted into specific integer or float value. So hence, even if you are entering any kind of uh, addition of two numbers, but those numbers will be considered as the string. Let me demonstrate it to you. So f is equals to d plus e, and I'm going to print the value of f. So let's understand what and how it is working. Okay, I'll just okay, 22, the same example. I'm entering the value of b as 5, entered. Enter the value of e as 6. So 5 plus 6 should be 11, but here 5 and 6 are considered as the string variables, string values. So 5 and 6 are joined together with the help of plus operator here. As we saw, this plus of string meaning concatenation. So in short, this is what is the concatenation of two values even if they are numbers for us. If I want to specifically perform the addition of 5 and 6 together, I need to do the typecasting or type conversion. How would I perform it? I would do it in this way. I'll just show you. Entered. So let me rename it as D1 equals to, we are converting it into the integer type, and so this is the value for D1 to be entered. This is the value for E1 to be entered. Same way, when I'm giving it as integer, And now we can form the addition of two integers together. So my value will be 11 as an output or result. I'm purposely taking the same example values so that you can understand and relate it. So 5 is the value of D, 6 is the value of E. 56 was in the previous case when it's considered as string. Now 5 as integer and 6 as integer, and we got the result as 56. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll simply inform that, okay, yeah, I got the D1 plus E1. So run the code. You can observe 5, 6, 56, 5, 6, 11. Okay, so this is how it works. So let me conclude. What did we do? We saw the basic program of Python to be created with the help of print and input function. When we were creating the function and displaying the result, we saw the use of variable. So here is the constant variable which has been declared for within a specific value. Second is we give the input from the user. By default, it's always of the type string. And if you want to specifically use it as an integer or float, you need to inform it with the help of typecasting function like integer, or you may also give it as float. And when you're performing the plus operation on digits, you get the sum displayed. When you perform the plus operation on the two different strings, we get the concatenation performed. Thank you so much.